And Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together, and lamented him, and buried him in his house at Ramah. And David arose, and went down to the wilderness of Paran. And a man in Maon, whose possessions in Carmel, and the man very great, and he had 3,000 sheep, and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, and a woman of good understanding, and of a beautiful countenance, but the man churlish and evil in his doings, and he of the house of Caleb. And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men, and David said unto the young men, Get you up to Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name, and thus shall ye say to him that liveth, Peace both to thee, and peace to thine house, and peace unto all that thou hast. And now I have heard that thou hast shearers. Now thy shepherds which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there aught missing unto them, all the while they were in Carmel. Ask thy young men, and they will show thee. Wherefore let the young men find favour in thine eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thine hand unto thy servants, and to thy son David. And when David and hast 27's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David and hast 27's servants, and said, Who David, and who the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread, and my water, and my flesh that I have killed for my shearers, and give unto men, whom I know not whence they? So David and hast 27's young men turned their way, and went again, and came and told him all those sayings. And David said unto his men, Gird ye on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword, and David also girded on his sword, and there went up after David about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal and hast 27's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men very good unto us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them. When we were in the fields, they were a wall unto us both by night and day, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master, and against all his household, for he is son of Belial, that cannot speak to him. Then Abigail made haste, and took 200 loaves, and 2 bottles of wine, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched, and 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid on asses. And she said unto her servants, Go on before me, behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill, and, behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that unto him, and he hath requited me evil for good. So and more also do God unto the enemies of David, if I leave of all that to him by the morning light any that pisseth against the wall. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted, and lighted off the ass, and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground, and fell at his feet, and said, Upon me, my lord, me. This content was provided by angelotricarico.com. Subscribe to the channel for more stories.